our wonderful monarchy walking down to church on Christmas Day, you did see a united family, didn't you? There's no two ways about it. And as I've said before, lots of people absolutely adored the fact that the lovely Prince Louis was seen running away looking for his family because he thought he'd been left behind. I love the fact, as I said also previously, that that wonderful teacher had taken that beautiful drawing of Paddington Bear to give to him. I thought it was a really nice gesture, in fact, and didn't he look delighted with it? You know, that's the whole point, isn't it? Christmas is about making dreams come true. Who remembers going to see Father Christmas? Do you remember going to see them in the department stores? You queued up, didn't you? And then apparently he said, "Have you been good?" Well, that was always a bit of a tetchy thing, wasn't it? You're never quite sure whether you've been good or not, had you? But then you just hoped, you know, asked you what he wanted for Christmas or what you were hoping to get. And then you just kind of hoped again, didn't you? Different world we live in today, isn't it? A little bit like, of course, our royal story, because as you know, our beautiful monarchy over here have gone through a difficult year. Most years, in fact, are very difficult for the British monarchy. I don't know why any year is any different, but this in particular year, obviously because of the sad demise of our wonderful monarch of 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II. And then, of course, those bombshell interviews from, of course, the former royals known as Harry and Meghan over in Montecito. And a lot of people have been asking me as to, you know, why have the royal family not hit back, not responded? As we told you before Christmas, Harry and Meghan were apparently looking for an apology. That's right, in the very same way that Lady Susan Hussey, I thought was disgraceful, had to give an apology out to that particular individual who'd done a lot to trash that dear lady's reputation after 60 years of serving the monarchy with an impeccable record. But there you go, that's the modern society that we live in. Now, if that makes me unbiased, well, sadly, that's exactly what I feel about that particular story. What's interesting to note is that the British monarchy are having a very much change of heart under the brand new reign of King Charles III. Let me explain. As you know, a lot of people were saying, well, why has he not come out to say something about, for instance, the Clarkson debacle regarding Meghan Markle? Why didn't the king speak out? Well, he didn't. Well, the bottom line is neither did Prince William, Catherine, Camilla, and many others. There were other stories that the ex-royals wished they wanted some support for. But according to a very good source, a courtier out at Buckingham Palace, he tells me this. This is the new mantra. It's not about never complain, never explain, which was, of course, the previous ruling under our late and beautiful monarch, Queen Elizabeth. But it's simply, well, show us the proof. And I think that's a very strong tactic, because if you think about it, Harry and Meghan have completely come out with things that they simply can't back up. If you were to take that to a court of law, there would be simply no evidence. And so it's a very shrewd move, isn't it? Let them sort of come out with this stuff, but equally, each time they're saying something, they say, well, I couldn't possibly say, I'm not going to name that person, I never would, all of that sort of stuff. Even in those debacles about the race relations, Meghan said several conversations, Harry said one. Which is it? They can never really make their mind up. So moving forward in the court of King Charles, it's a very clever move, I believe, in what he's doing, because if they ride themselves out long enough, then of course all senior members of the British monarchy continue to do the good works that they do, not just with their charities, but being global ambassadors on the world stage. And sadly for Harry, and this will be the biggest realization of his marriage to the former cable TV actress Meghan Markle, he will diminish. His popularity is already diminished, but his power, less and less people will wish to take time with him. And that surely got to hurt. If you look at this from another angle, the bigger problem for Harry and Meghan is, what will they complain about if there's nothing to complain about? Now that surely is going to be rather interesting for the deals that seemingly are also diminishing with Spotify and Netflix. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.